Hello everyone. Welcome to Global Finex Comprehensive Finance Series. So, in the series of upcoming videos, we are going to discuss in detail about stock markets, cryptocurrencies, personal finance, as well as corporate finance. So, before we start with the first video, let me just introduce myself. My name is Sai Manikanta. I'm a CMA US, CSCA US Diploma in IFRS holder, a member of AFA UK, MIPA Australia, as well as postgraduate with Masters in Commerce as well as Masters in Business Administration. So I have been training finance qualification pursuing students for the past 6 years approximately across the country. So what are the topics or the areas that are covered in this particular series of videos? So first module, we are going to talk about stock markets. This we are going to cover from basics and then slowly move on to the advanced topics. The second module will be on various cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and many other cryptocurrencies. Then we are going to talk about personal finance, how to plan your individual finances, how to create a budget and other stuff. Then we'll move on to the fourth module, that is corporate finance, how planning for financial management is done for corporate entities like companies, MNCs, etc. etc. Now, who can watch this particular series of videos? So as I told you, we are going to start from the basics, from the fundamentals of the respective modules and then slowly move on to the advanced level. So whether you are a noob in this particular area or whether you are already having a particular knowledge, a mediocre knowledge, or if you are an experienced guy, or else even if you are a subject matter expert, there is always a scope for learning. So we have got you all covered. So before we start with the series of videos, let me give you a small disclaimer, guys. Some of the content in this particular series of videos has been taken from various sources, and the major source, the major contributor is Zerodha. So some of you might be already aware of that. Zerodha has a program called Varsity where they have introduced so many areas with respect to all the stock markets and other stuff. So we have taken our first module, that is stock market related. Most of the information has been taken from Zerodha Varsity. So full credits are given to Zerodha for their particular contribution to this series of videos. So let's start our first video, that is Introduction to Stock Market. So you can access our blog through Google, that is finance.globalfinex.in. This is our website. So you can directly either search for that or you can directly enter that in your address bar. So finance.globalfinex.in. So here we are on our particular financial module website. So here what you can do is on the top right, you can see there is an option called modules. So you can go to this particular option called modules, and from here you can select whichever module that you want to access. So the modules will be generated as and when we upload a particular post. So you guys have to access it on a daily basis. So first we'll start with the module 1, that is our stock market series. So I'm going to click on the stock market module. So it's going to show me all the different modules that are available. So if you guys want to get updates as and when we make a post, you can enter your name and email here, and whatever you can choose which particular updates you want. You can either choose all updates, or if you want only stock market or crypto module or personal finance module or a corporate finance module. If you want individual modules, you can select to them. If you want all, you can select all updates and click subscribe now. So as and when we make a post, you will be immediately getting an email notification with the content of the post directly in your inbox. So I'm gonna close that, and we are going to start our first video, that is the need to invest. So in this particular video, we are going to first understand, before we move on to stock markets and before we start our discussion about equities, debts, derivative instruments, all that stuff. First, we need to understand what is the need for investment. Why should I, an individual, invest my money in something? Whatever may be the investment area, why should I invest that? So I can directly explain you through this particular table, which is very easy for me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a practical scenario, and we are going to understand the importance of investment through a practical example. It might take the video a little bit lengthier, but I'm going to make it more explanatory for you guys. Okay, so imagine a situation where you have started working and let's say you are of age 20 years. Okay, so your current age is 20 years and you want to retire at an age of 50, which gives you working span of 30 years, remaining work life of 30 years. So let me just take a very small table here. So I'm going to take my year, I'm going to take my annual salary, I'm going to take my annual expenses, and then I'm going to take my cash retained. Okay, annual cash retained. So what are these columns? So let me just give you a very quick explanation about this particular columns. So first column is going to talk about annual salary. So per year, what is my expected annual salary? I'm going to take in my column C. Annual expected expenses I'm going to take in column D, and column E I'm going to take the cash that is available after making the annual expenses. So let's say first year, current year, my annual salary, my monthly salary is 50,000 per month. So 50,000 into 12 months, which gives me an annual salary of 6 lakh rupees. And out of the 50,000 per month, I'm spending, let's say 30,000 rupees towards my rent, electricity, my maintenance, my transportation cost, my food bills, my shopping bills, everything. I'm spending 30,000, which gives me a cash balance of 20,000 per month, which comes up to 2,40,000 per year. Assuming that I am not making any use with this particular 2,40,000 dispensable cash, I am not at all making any use out of it. I'm just leaving like that without any advantage out of it. Now, let's take small example here. So I'm assuming that salary growth, my salary is growing by 10% per year on a constant basis. This is a pure assumption, guys. Assuming that 10% annual growth is there in my salary, and I'm taking that inflation rate of the country, or else the rate at which my expenses increase on a yearly basis, I'm assuming that my inflation rate in the country is say 8% per annum. Okay, so with this example, let's try to figure out how much I can earn for the next 29 years, that is the next 30 years before which I retire. Okay, so this is a very impractical example. Let's say you are of age 25, age is 25 and you want to retire at say 50 years. Okay, this makes more practical at the current world. So age is 25, retirement is 50. You have 25 years of working career. And let's go with this particular example. So I'm going to take year 1, 2, 3. For 25 years, I'm going to prepare this sheet. Okay. And annual salary, I'm assuming that my annual salary is growing at a rate of 10% every year. So that means 6 lakhs into 1 plus 10%. So I'm giving a reference directly to the cell so that even if I change it, I can easily make the modification. Okay, that means next year I'm going to get 6,60,000. 6 lakh plus 10% of growth, that is 60,000. And I'm going to drag it downwards, and let me just change this values to comma based decimals so that we won't have the decimals and all that stuff. Okay, so first year I have 6 lakh, second year 6 lakh 60, third year 7 lakh 26, fourth year 7 lakh 98, 600, so on so further. So at the time of retirement, my annual salary is approximately 60 lakhs, which is 10 times of growth from where I started. Looks very crazy, right? It looks so amazing. Yes, let's go further and figure out what happens with the annual expenses as well. So I started with an expense of 30,000 per month, which is 3,60,000 per year. And assuming that inflation rate is 8%, right? So I'm assuming 8% inflation rate. I'm going to freeze that and copy it down. So let's scroll, let's copy it down. And you can see that my annual expenses are also growing, but at 8% growth rate every year. So you can see at the end of my career, when I'm earning 60 lakhs of salary, my expenses, my annual expenses are 22 lakh 82,000 something odd. So the cash retained balance will be, okay, so you can see here every year I'm able to keep aside some money, and in the last year I'm able to keep 36 lakhs aside. Looks very good amount, looks like a promising amount, right? Okay, let me show you some small analysis out of this. I'm going to just sum up all the cash balances that I have accumulated over my 25 years of career. So if I sum them up, you can see that I have a staggering amount of 3 crores 26 lakh 90,000. So these are pure hypothetical numbers. 10% growth rate every year constantly for the next 25 years is very difficult. But assuming that your employer is a very helpful guy and he is giving you so much of benefit and he is giving you that much stable annual growth rates. Okay. So that brings me to a staggering balance of 3 crores. You are like so happy, right? You're feeling that, okay, I have 3 crores at the time of my retirement. I can live a very happy life. Okay, sir. Let's pause there. What was your annual expenses for the last year? It is 22,82,000 odd. So for the next year, how much it is going to be? It is going to be 2465. After that, 2662. After that, 28 lakhs. Okay. Sir, I'm being very lenient here. I'll be very lenient here. And I'll say that after 25 years, your annual expenses, okay, assuming your annual expenses are stable at 25 lakhs. Assuming that they are not inflating at all, which is a very lenient, which is very easy, exceptional case. It does not happen, but assume that I can do that. So with your lifetime savings of 3 crore 27 lakhs, you can actually live for 13 more years. 13. That means you have worked for 25 years making certain savings with which you can only survive for 13 years, assuming that the expenses are not increasing. Assuming that the expenses are stable at 25 lakhs per year. Okay, so this is at this point, we might feel that, okay, this is a scary situation, isn't it? Hard work for 25 years and on top of that, this 3 crore 26 lakhs 90,000 is only if you do not make any other investments, like you did not purchase a car, you did not purchase a house, you did not spend on that world trip that you wanted to go on, you did not spend on your birthdays, etc, etc, etc. Assuming that you are saving everything, you are making only 13 years worth of money. Now sir, let's take this example a little bit differently. Let's say you started investing at the beginning of your career itself. Okay, you started investment. Okay, let me just show you one small information here, guys. That is RBI bond rate. Let's say, why is it not typing? Okay, so right now RBI bonds, if you purchase bonds of RBI, sir, what are bonds and all? We'll talk about that in the subsequent videos, guys. Let's say, if you are purchasing bonds of RBI as on January to March 2021, the current latest quarter, 1 quarter before the current quarter as when we are recording this video, it is 7.15%. Okay, sir, I'll be more lenient here. Okay, I'll be more lenient here and I'll go with 8% interest rate. Okay, so let's say I'm getting an interest rate of 8%, which is very small, assuming that I'm investing in so safe and secure bonds, which is giving me very least returns, that is RBI bonds rate of return. I'm taking 8%, or else I can take 7.5. I don't care. I'm taking 7.5% here. Okay, let's see how it can grow. Okay, so you need to have a little bit of knowledge of Excel to understand the formula faster. Otherwise, you can just look at the number and understand what is happening in this particular number. Doesn't really matter much. So let's see here. So if I am investing this cash, okay, in the year 1, how much will it be at the time of my retirement? We call it as future value of cash. Okay, future value of investment. Now, if I invest this, I'm going to invest this for how many years? 19 years. So this is cash available at the end of the first year. Sorry, not 19, 24 years. I'm taking 25 years remaining life, right? Okay. So it will be invested for next 24 years. 1 year is already lapsed. So 24 years I can invest this. So what I'm going to do is, some of you might know that future value of the cash flows is cash flow multiplied by the 1 plus r whole power n. So this is a basic financial management function. If you don't know, we'll talk about that compounding and other stuff in personal finance. Don't worry about it. Just understand that if you invest 2,40,000 today, after 24 years into 1 plus at a rate of 7.5%, After 24 years, it is going to become, I'm not going to enter 24 here, I'm going to enter 25 minus 1, so that when I copy it downwards, it can automatically take 23, 22, 21, 20 like that. So this is just Excel knowledge. Okay, so look at that, sir. Look at what is happening here. So when I invest 2,40,000 in an RBI bond for the next 24 years, that 2,40,000 is going to become 13,61,000 for me. Sounds good? Sounds good. 24 years, that is becoming 13 lakhs. Sounds good for me. Let me just, copy the formula downwards, and I'm going to remove the decimals, and you can see first year investment of 2,40,000 is becoming 13 lakhs in 24 years. Second year investment is becoming 14 lakhs, so on so further. And you can see here last year, sir, I don't have any investment. 25 years is already done, so I cannot invest this in any bond. So I'm having only 36 lakhs here. So there is no interest element in the last installment. This is just a proof that okay, everything is properly calculated. Now let's figure out how much cash balance we have at the end of our 25 years of work experience. God bless India. You have almost all double your cash flows. You almost all have double your cash flows, sir. 3 crore 26 lakhs, 5 crore 96 lakhs. Yeah, not almost all double. Okay, that's 1.82, which is very close to 2x, right? And sir, this is assuming you have invested in the lowest rate possible, that is 7.5. If I take average of 10%, so just changing this cell to 10%, and you can see that now it is 7.6 crores, which is 2.5 times, close to 2.5 times. If I get more risky, and if I take more risk and I invested in equities or something where I got 12% return, let's say, you can see it is almost all close to 3x. Okay, let me just copy this as well here. So now you can see, even if I'm going with the lowest, that is 7.5 percentage, you can see that I can spend another 24 years aram se. Work for 25 years, you can easily spend the next 24 years under the same circumstances. Okay, I'm gonna put this at 0. So this is the power of compounding. This is the power of investments. Okay, I hope now you understood why you should invest. And the thing is, this works only when you invest every year. Every year you have to invest it. You cannot keep yourself a break. You cannot give yourself any exemptions. If you are taking certain breaks or certain exceptions, this year's number of years that you can spend post-retirement will obviously come down. Okay, so that is, my dear friends, the need for investment. Okay, sir, we understood that. Can we just go through our content very quickly? Let's go through the content very quickly. So you can see here, why should one invest? So we are taking certain exemptions and some assumptions, so that your employer is giving you 10% salary hike. Cost of living, that is inflation, is 8% every year. You are now 30 years old as per this example. I took 25 years old as an example so that most of my students can also get connected to what is being taught here. And you're planning to retire at 50, which gives you 25 years as per our calculation. You don't intend to work after you retire. You're assuming you don't have any cash inflows after you retire. Expenses are fixed, and balance of 20,000 per month is retained in the form of hard cash. So for us, it was 20,000 first month. After that, so on so further, every year we took some growth and went forward. So you can see here the same examples are different numbers, slightly different numbers. 1.7 crores here, we got 3 point something because we worked for 25 years and not 20 years. So we got 3.26 instead of 1.7. And then similarly, assuming that you have retained cash invested at 12% as per our blog post example, but here I took 7.5%, which is the lowest possible rate, a risk-free rate as per RBI. So that is 12% as per this example, 7.5 as per our example, and then the explanation which I have just given you guys. So what can inflation help me with, sir? Inflation helps you with, investment. What can investment help me with? Investment can help you beat inflation. That is the most important thing. Sir, you might think that your salary is growing by 10% every year, but that's not really true, because your salary may be, it may look like your salary is growing by 20% every year, but the truth is that, but the problematic fact is that even though your salary is growing by 20%, the prices of the commodities in the market are also growing a lot, right? So that means you are losing some money over there. With the 50,000 salary, right now rent may be 20,000. But after 5 years, 10 years, your rent might become 30,000 or 40,000. So along with your salary, your other expenses are also increasing. So you must beat the inflation. Otherwise, your money will become worthless. Okay. There is a concept called Fisher effect, which is on YouTube on our channel. You guys can watch it if you want it. I'll put it in the card section here. Okay. And then creating wealth. So investment can increase your wealth after a point of time. We have seen the difference, 3.5 crores versus 9 crores. We have seen that, when we invest our money, our wealth will grow. You can see here from 3.26, our wealth has increased to 6 crores, almost all doubled, right? So now we understood that, yes, sir, we understood that we should invest right from the beginning of our careers. Very good. Where shall I invest this money? What are the different modes that I am having? So there are different modes of investment, and the most important and the most famous and the most frequently used modes of investments are fixed income securities like RBI bonds, corporate bonds, or else your NABARD bonds, etc., etc. So these kind of bonds give you a fixed rate of return. Sir, we are going to talk in detail about bonds as a separate topic. So I'm not going to go into the details of that. You can invest in equity shares of different companies, say Reliance, Airtel, Tata Motors, whatever may be the company that you are taking. You can invest in the stocks of the companies. You can invest in real estate. You can purchase land, you can purchase building, you can purchase properties. There are certain instruments called REIT instruments. We are going to talk about them later. REIT instruments are basically related to real estate investments. We are going to talk about them later. And you can also invest your money in commodities. So what are commodities? Basically your precious metals like your gold, silver, or else, there are certain other commodities as well, like crude oil, etc., etc. So you can invest in any of these things. So just a fun fact here. Recently, even water is considered to be a tradable commodity. Not water bottles and all. Even there are water related contracts that can be traded on the stock exchanges. We are going to talk about them later as we move further into the stock market related discussions, right? So here there is more explanation related to fixed income instruments, and you have, okay, I'm not going to subscribe again and again. So you have equity instruments related, discussion, and then real estate related and commodity. For people who did not understand, you can again go back to this particular blog post and you can refer to this particular blog. And so for your kind information, please understand investments are always subject to market risk. So please read the offer documents carefully before investing. So investments are like girlfriend, as simple as that. If you like them and if they are working well for you, it's all a lovely relationship and you have fun every day, every moment. And if you are not selecting a proper girlfriend for yourself, if you are investing in something that you are not supposed to invest, you are going to struggle for the rest of your life. As simple as that. Right? So it's basically choosing a good investment is very much important. Sir, how do I know which is the good investment and which is not? That is why this series will help you. So we are going to talk about how to manage your portfolio. How should you allocate your residual income? How should you allocate your dispensable cash balances? What should you do with your money? Everything we are going to discuss in the personal finance module as we move further. Right, guys? And then what are the things that you should know before your investment? That's what I told you. Risk and return go hand in hand, always subjected to market risks. So if you don't want to take any risk, then you can go for fixed income instruments, but you will get a lower rate of return. If you want to take slight amount of risk, you can go for equity instruments in blue chip stocks, whereby you get a little bit lesser return, but comparatively more return than the risk-free returns or fixed income bonds. Or you can invest in real estate and gold and so on and so forth. So for those of you who are reading directly from our blog, you can look at this key takeaways from this particular topic. So what are the entire topics or what are the entire contents that we have discussed in this particular topic? You can have a summary in bullet points at the end of each blog. And winding up this video, I want to tell you one thing, guys. We respect the content. We do not intend to copy someone else's work and portray it as our work. For every post that we are making on the website, at the end of the post, you can see clearly that we are directly referring to the source from where the post has been taken. some of the content has been taken, some of the content we have added, some content we have made modifications and changes where we deem fit, some cases we added practical examples, but wherever we are copying content from other source, we are immediately adding the source. We respect authenticity, guys. So you can click on this and it will take you to the original source. Now you can see this is taken from Varsity, so it is showing you the Varsity page. So we respect copyrights, we respect their content. Pure credits are given to the original source from where the content has been taken. So that being said, we'll see you soon in the next video, guys. Until then, keep liking us, keep smiling us. If you like this video, click the like button down and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon so that you can get an update as and when we post a new video. So stay safe, stay healthy, guys. Be quarantined, whether you are positive or not. Stay home, maintain social distances, stay safe. Good luck. Bye-bye.